Welcome back, everyone. Len Archibald with us today. He is reviewing House of Gucci, starring Lady Gaga, and actually a very imposing cast. A lot of good actors in there. Tell me what you thought about this movie.
Yeah, I thought this was really enjoyable, honestly. It's not a perfect movie, but in terms of the technical qualities, I'll talk about that first. The cinematography, the costume design, obviously, production design, all that is top notch. And I definitely see this movie getting a lot of Oscar nominations for a lot of the technical stuff. The acting is actually really good. We were just talking. None of the actors can do an Italian accent. It's actually pretty funny, and it gets pretty noticeable once Jeremy Irons shows up, because Jeremy Irons doesn't even try. He's one of the greatest actors of all time, and he's the most British Italian person I have ever seen caught on camera. But yeah, this tells the story of Patricia Reggiani, played by Lady Gaga. And she came from humble beginnings. She came from a trucking family, and she fell in love with Mauricio Gucci, who's played by Adam Driver, and their father, or his father, who's played by Jeremy Irons. He basically forbids them getting together, or if they do, Mauricio's going to lose basically his claim of Gucci. He does marry her anyways, and tries to live a humble life, but eventually it's Rodolfo, I think. Yeah, Rodolfo Gucci is Jeremy Irons' character. This is not a spoiler, especially, I mean, this kind of really happened. He passes away, and because of that, Mauricio is given, the head of Gucci, and he brings them to new heights, especially during the height, kind of the height of hedonism during the the 70s and the 80s. It's a great movie. It moves. The movie is about 2.5 hours long, but honestly, it didn't feel like it. It was well paced. But man, the camp value in this movie is insane. It's like a big screen Dynasty.
Yeah. It's a lot of like freezing on their faces to, make sure that you're emoting the proper emotion, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the emotions in this movie, for the most part, are heightened. Al Pacino, who plays Aldo Gucci, he's Al Pacino, and he gets to scream a lot. He would consider it to be a pretty meaty role, but it's Al Pacino screaming. But he does it better than most people on this planet, so it's still enjoyable. The one thing too that I want to mention is Jared Leto comes in playing Paolo Gucci. He's kind of like, if we're going to compare this movie to like The Godfather, and we had all of these other Guccis, Paolo is their Fredo. He's an idiot. He's scummy. He's slimy. He's just all around stupid, and he is amazing.
All right. It's funny you mentioned that Fredo and Godfather, because the Gucci family came out with a statement and said that they were depicted as stereotyped thugs in this. Did you find that?
I didn't really see that. I just saw a family that was just extremely dysfunctional. It just shows, money doesn't buy happiness. And it shows also how money can be a blind spot. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you know the story of the Gucci family, you kind of know how this ends. I was actually pretty familiar with it, so I already saw the ending coming. But no, it's still pretty compelling filmmaking, and I definitely recommend it.
How many Lennies do you give this one?
I give this 4.5 Lennies. And I'm putting an asterisk with it, because people are going to go see it and going to be like, what? He gave 4.5 Lennies for this? ignore the accents, just come for the campiness, and just sit down and just have a great time. Because like I said, everyone really goes for it in this movie, and I appreciate the effort.
That's great. A for effort. All right, thank you, Len. We appreciate it, and we'll be back right after this.